everyone, my name is Cherie, and today I'm going to be doing the Intimidating TBR Pile Tag. This tag was created by Lindsay Ray, and I will leave a link to her video in the description box down below. Now, I really like this tag because it talks about my TBR, and I have a pretty decent sized TBR. But the books I'll be mentioning today are some that I have been meaning to get to, and I've probably talked about most of these already on my channel, but this tag is pretty much going to sum up why I haven't read these books yet. Now, the first question is, what book have you been unable to finish? The first book that came to mind for this question is A Discovery Witches by Deborah Harkness. I have been meaning to read this book for so long now. I don't remember if I purchased this book last year or the year before, but I am going to read it this summer. It is definitely going to be on my summer reading list, and it is one that I've been meaning to read because I want to start this trilogy. And actually, I've kind of been in the mood to read Paranormal, so this might be a book that I start within the next month. The next question is, what book have you yet to read because you just haven't had the time? And for this, I'm picking The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. I have been interested in this book for a while, and I finally picked it up last year, and I read probably 70 pages of it last year, but I put it down because I wanted to read something else. And I've been meaning to pick it back up, but I just haven't had the time. I barely had the time to read a lot already this year, but this is one I definitely want to read before the end of the year. I think I had it on my 2016 reading list, so I'm definitely going to pick it up at some point. I know this book was huge the year it came out. I think it was about 2005 it might have came out, but this is one of those big blockbuster books, and I've always been intrigued to read it, so I just need to do it. The next question is, what book have you yet to read because it's a sequel? Now, I can pick other books. I can pick many other books that I have yet to read the first book in the series, so of course I haven't read the sequel yet, but I decided to pick The Magician King by Lev Grossman because I have no idea why I haven't read this yet. I love The Magician's, the first book in the trilogy, and I really enjoyed the TV show, although I still need to see the final 2 episodes, but I really enjoyed that. So I'm not sure why I have yet to pick up this book and finish it. I've started it and I've put it down many times. So it's just something that I just have to do. I just have to pick it up and finish it. The next question is, what book have you yet to read because it's brand new? And for this, I have purchased a few books since I did my last book haul, and one of those books is The Last Days of Magic by Mark Tompkins. Now, this might have been a cover buy. I did see this on Instagram and I was intrigued, and the next time I was at the bookstore, I decided to pick it up. It's an adult fantasy novel, and it pretty much focuses on what the title of the book is, The Last Days of Magic. It talks about how some of the myths and legends that we grew up hearing about were actually true, and I believe it goes into telling their story. The next question is, what book have you yet to read because you read a book by the same author and you didn't enjoy it? And for this one, I'm picking Slammed by Colleen Hoover. I read Ugly Love in March and I didn't really enjoy that book. I bought this book either last year or the year before, I cannot remember. I have read a couple pages of it, but I just put it down. I wasn't really interested in it, and then after reading Ugly Love, I'm not sure if I want to read this one. I may change my mind one day, but right now, I don't really plan on reading this. The next question is, what book have you yet to read because you're just not in the mood for it? I could have picked a few books for this question. I could have picked The Magician King because it seems like every time I pick that book up, I'm just not in the mood for it. But I decided to choose The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. I've heard great things about this book. I was so excited to buy this book when it came out. I purchased it the week it came out, and it's been sitting on my shelf ever since. I keep saying I'm going to start it, and I'm just never in the mood for it. I'm going to read it though. I'm going to start it and I'm going to read it. The next question is, what book have you yet to read because it's humongous? And for this one, I'm picking City on Fire by Garth Fritz Hallberg. This book is humongous. It is huge. I think it's over 900 pages. So whenever I see it on my bookshelf, I just think I'll just get to it later. It'll be here. I'll just end up reading it later. I do plan on reading at some point to see how I feel about it. I've seen mixed reviews on it, but I definitely want to read it to see how I feel about it. The next question is, what book have you yet to read because it was a cover buy with poor reviews? And I really can't think of one. I could say City on Fire, the book I just picked up, but like I said, I want to see how I feel about it. So I really don't have one that I haven't picked up because of poor reviews. I can't think of one. I'm sure it'll come to me later, but I can't really think of one right now. The next question is, what is the most intimidating book in your TBR pile? So I have a few that I could have answered this question with, but I'm going to go with Dragonflight Amber by Diana Gabaldon. Now, I guess I'm going to say that I'm a little intimidated by this book because of the size as well as the small print. But I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to get through this book and I'm going to love it. And the size and small print is not going to change that. We're going to be optimistic here. I should really just start this soon. I should just start it, forget any other books that I have planned to read, and just start this one really soon. And you know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. After I read the current book that I'm reading, I'm going to start this. Maybe. Maybe I will. And the last question is, who do you tag? Pretty much, if you want to do this tag, I tag you, but I guess I will tag Raul from the Latin Lector, Ashley from Bookish Realm, and Ashley from Ashley Dominique. So that was the Intimidating TBR Pile Tag. I really like that tag. It kind of helped me figure out why I haven't picked up certain books. Now I want to ask you guys your thoughts on any of the books that I mentioned in this video, as well as your answer to what book have you been unable to finish. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!